Why, hello everyone. Welcome back to Amplified Survival, now with finally upgraded my microphone after, I've had that blue snowball since I started YouTube. I was taking a friend to Radio Shack, and they had the Blue Yeti, which is the big cousin of the snowball, and I got it for 40% off, and the Yeti has been something I've kind of been, it's like one of those discretionary things I've been wanting for a really long time. So I finally got it. I'm really excited. It looks fantastic. The sound comes out a lot better and takes less tampering with. So I'm not sure how much difference y'all on YouTube are going to be able to see or hear, but for me, such a good purchase. I'm so glad I have this. And in the spirit of improvifying things, you know what I think? I think it is time that we finally started upgrading this place that we live. We've lived in this place for a good while now, a good 12 or so episodes, and you know, we're still in kind of the welcome to my world feel. There's not a lot of awesome houses, and it's very bland. So my hope is to start improving things, do some big projects, get some cool stuff happening. There are some things like the Iron Golem farm, I don't. Maybe someday I'll do an Iron Golem farm again, but right now I'm more interested in aesthetics than functionality. So like I was thinking my first order of business was to get rid of this hovel that's been here since the beginning of time. Ever since our first night, actually no, our first night was in a little hole, wasn't it? We were like dug into the side of the mountain being like, spiders, please don't kill us. Luckily, we aren't actually arachnophobic, which is not the same as arachnophilia, which is a very, very strange preference that I don't understand. Yeah, it's just... Anyway, on a not demoralizing, creepy note, we have stone literally out our butts. Like there's stone shooting out of our behind. I lift up my little koala tail. Let me just go F5, yeah. I just aim the koala tail and there's just stone coming out of it. And I just realized I don't actually have stone to throw, but that's not a big issue. So essentially we need to fix this. And how do we get rid of stone, one may ask? We get rid of stone by building a glorious monument to all that is koala. So the very first thing I want to do, or the very first thing I'm thinking of doing, is building a better mine entrance. And not necessarily this, not approving this, not necessarily, but you know, just doing a little bit of build a around this little thing, get a little arch around it, a little walkway. You know, keep it from looking so bland. It's the only way to say it, really. I forgot I was already making smooth stone previously, which is good, because that means I have smooth stone to work with right now, and I'm not going to have to take a little break like I was planning on doing, except there's not smooth stone in here. You disappoint me. Not smooth stone in here. Smooth stone in here. Perfect. Alright, you go in there. More smooth stone and more smooth stone. Wonderful. Alright. Now I'll go ahead and do dish. And get dish. And now we can start the building process after we do a little bit of this. Okay, I'm going to, because this drives me crazy. Aha, perfect. Alright, now we should have more than enough to start doing the basic building here. And I also think this could be a fun time to start experimenting with the new colored glass. I think we can do some cool things with that. I'm not exactly sure what we're doing. If anyone who's been around for a while knows that I have a very let's start placing blocks and see where it takes us style of building. Very rarely do I have an idea in mind when I first come to building, but whatever I end up doing ends up being glorious in the end because I am koala. And koalas, the scientific law of koalaism, koala conservation actually, states that for every koala, there is a equal and opposite koala action that is adorable and very, very good for human society. So I live by the laws of koala conservation, and I think everyone should. Because the laws of koala conservation are really just the fundamental laws of any good society. Unlike some people who try to tell you that the koala conservation laws lead to anarchy and distrust. It's really, I did not put cobblestone in here. They really lead to peace, order, and communism. And everyone knows communism is the best anything. Let's see here. Let's go with diorite. I want to make some nice diorite flooring because I've never done anything with it before. I believe diorite is for... Yes, that is how you get polished diorite. Alright. We're experimenting. This is good. I hear zombies, which is not as good. Actually, that could have been a zombie pigman. So, in non-Minecraft related news... That's 3. Okay. In non-Minecraft related news, I read a very interesting article on Reddit. And it asked... It didn't ask anything. Why would a news article ask me something? That's just ridiculous. That's like you open up the New York Times and the New York Times is like, "Halt, person! Before you enter, you must answer one question. How much can a laden swallow carry if it is carrying a dismembered knight who claims to only have a flesh wound?" And you're like, what kind of question is that? Obviously the answer is 42. And then the little mage is like, "No, you have broken the curse and know the answer." Oh, and that's basically what happened. So I'm glad we had this conversation. And I don't remember what I said that started this conversation. However, I still think diorite is ugly as shiznittle. But I'm just going to accept it because it's my diorite and I would die for the right to diorite. That was a terrible joke. I apologize for making you listen to that. How much durability does this have? 3. Okay, good to know. Alright, let's just put some 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ah, it's an odd number. Oh well. Oh well. Okay, so there we go. We've ride or died the place. And you know what they should do? They should have like diorite wall. Is diorite walls a thing? I don't think it is. No, diorite walls isn't a thing. But maybe. Not. Okay, you know the easiest way to find it's not a thing. I'm just not even going to try. Yep. I'm just going to preemptively ruin my own hopes and dreams before they become too great. Everyone knows hopes and dreams that become too great cause folly or something. I don't know. There's some sort of philosophical. I can't speak English today. What am I doing? I said I wanted to do something with colored glass, so we'll do this and this. Damn it, that's not what I wanted to do. And this. And that was probably the most inefficient way I could possibly set up these blocks. 1, 2, 3. What? I thought you broke after durability 0. My pickaxe is invincible. Yes. Zombie pickaxe, the movie. Coming to a theater near you. Let's see if it breaks. It broke. I knew it. I knew it would break. Okay. We're gonna new iron pickaxe. So, browsing Reddit, there was a thing that said, there was a topic, and it asked you, what is the saddest meal you have ever eaten? And I thought that was a really interesting topic. As it's like, yeah, what is the saddest meal someone is ever eating? Like, that would tell you a lot about a person. I think my favorite story out of that Reddit was there was a person who cooked up ramen, but it wasn't like the packets of ramen. It was the, oh, what was it? It was like the, yeah, it was the packets of ramen. It wasn't like the little styrofoam bowl of ramen. And they had no silverware. And they had no bowls. So what the person ended up having to do was eat the ramen off a clipboard. And I thought that was really sad until someone made the following statement saying, why did you have to eat off the clipboard? If you cooked it in a pot, why didn't you just eat it out of the pot? And it's just like one of those moments where it's like, would you stop ruining a good story with your logic? Although now that you've made your point, I'm not going to be able to not criticize this man and his sad meal. What were you doing cooking the ramen? Clearly you didn't cook the ramen on a clipboard, because it's just not something you can do. Because the clipboard would catch on fire, I think. I think that's what would happen. Yes, wait. Yes, it's an even number of diorite I placed. Yay! Ugh. Sorry, being OCD about the number of blocks I place. So there was that. That story got ruined. However, it then made me think about the saddest meal I've ever eaten. And the saddest meal I've ever eaten obviously involves Boy Scouts, because, I mean, if you're just not eating... Actually, that's not true. I've eaten a lot of really good meals in Boy Scouts, because, Boy Scout food. I love it. Do I have glass? I do. Now I just need dye. What does oxidye make? Oxidual? Light gray is lame. Go away. Right. Story. I was in Boy Scouts. Yellow's not going to work. I need red. Red like roses. There we go. Except you're not a rose. You're an imposter. Killed the roses. Why would you kill the roses? Makes me so sad. Oh, got it. Alright, so I was in Boy Scouts. Eating a sad meal. Actually, you know what? Instead of saying a sad meal, because the story I was just going to tell flew out of my head, I want to tell one of my favorite things I would eat in Boy Scouts. And in Boy Scouts, very often... Oh, there we go. Very often we would eat bacon, because we're manly men, and manly men bacon all the way across the sky. And we would always have bacon grease. And one day we discovered that bacon grease is wonderful for frying things. So what did we proceed to do? Well, we proceeded to make what we call skips, which stood for Scout chips. They were delicious. So basically what a skip was you took diabetes and you wrapped it into... Actually, it has nothing to do with diabetes because sugar's not involved. You take obesity, and that was 6. I see. And you go make more glass. So you take obesity, you put it in a skip, and then you skip away, and that's a skip. So what a skip actually is... Let's see... Is that really all the glass I had? Because I'm really lazy and I don't want to go make glass. Yeah, it was. Do I have a furnace down here? I should have a furnace down here. So we would take tortillas, going back to the story, because I'm not distracted. We would take tortillas, and we would combine them into Magic the Gathering. No, we would take tortillas, and we would fry them in the bacon grease, is what I was trying to get to. And this may sound like a terrible thing that leads to obesity, most likely because it was. However, it made these crispy, fatty, delicious tortilla chips. It's just one of the most deadly delicious things I'd ever eaten. And that day I became a man. That's the story of how I got my manhood. It was pretty great. Loved skips. I loved the crazy things we did in Boy Scouts. I remember one time where we were trying, this was before we discovered skips. One of the kids was trying to figure out how to get rid of bacon grease, because it was like, oh, we have all this bacon grease, what are we going to do with it? So obviously the most logical thing was to take a spatula and dig a hole, which is what he did. He took our nice spatula, because, you know, everyone has like that like shitty spatula they don't like to use because no one loves it, and there's like that really nice spatula where your mom's like, if you melt it, I will eat your firstborn child, even though you're my firstborn child, so this is kind of strange. And so you, of course, instantly melt it just because she told you not to, and that's how our brains work. We're derailing again. So he took our nice spatula, and he proceeded to use it as a shovel to dig a hole and throw the grease into, and then bury it with the spatula again. That spatula got totally ruined, and he was banned from ever cleaning dishes again, which in hindsight was probably a really genius play by him, because it's like, yeah, I ruined the best spatula, and then I get rewarded. They told me I'd never have to clean dishes ever again. So clearly, let's do that more often. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Shite. Fine, I won't be OCD. I won't make them a multiple of 6. Minecraft. Anyway, so he was never allowed to clean again, along with, I don't think he was allowed to cook either. I don't think he was allowed to do anything. That kid could have killed us all in a very accidental, horrific way. If anyone was to, like, press the red button that accidentally called down all of our deaths, that would have been him. He would have been the one to do it. I remember those days. And to show up at the end there and save the frozen princess from the ice giants that escaped Thor, I mean, that was crazy. That was pretty cool. Didn't the Asuka ninja showed up, and he was asked questions and then ninja'd his way to a ninja. I mean, it just, wow. Such writing I have never seen in my life. The second best to the, like, it was different than a Disney movie. A Disney movie is a really good short story compacted